their first trip to a World Cup since 1958. It's 64 years. That's the longest gap of international teams in their absence for one of the biggest tournaments in the world. Wales then go into Qatar. Ukraine will not. For more on this, let's welcome in, shall we, Don Hutchinson. Don, this was a fun match, wasn't it?
It was an amazing game, Dan. It was absolutely brilliant. It started really fast. It was like 15 minutes in. There was chances either end. Both teams were playing well. The atmosphere was amazing. It's quite interesting that Wales took the game away from the Principality Stadium and played it at Cardiff City because they wanted a more intimate atmosphere, and it was. It was intimate, it was loud, it was noisy, it was colourful. Both teams played their part. I thought Ukraine in the second half were absolutely brilliant, but there were some brilliant performers. I thought Wayne Hennessy had the game of his career. Gareth Bale said that afterwards. I thought Nicol Williams at left back was outstanding. Ben Davies at the back in midfield. You know, they had players like, Aaron Ramsey who got on the ball, and they had Gareth Bale who was electric. It was just one of them days where, yes, they rode their luck because, as Stevie said there was a stonewall penalty that Ukraine should have had, but take nothing away from Wales. What a journey.
Is it too easy to say that the crowd had a big influence in this game?
Yeah. Because the biggest influence was the decision that Page made to play Hennessy.
Right.
Everybody thought he was going to play Ward, and all of a sudden he plays the experienced guy in Hennessy, and he stands on his head. That is the difference here. Yes, of course, having your home crowd behind you. It was a perfect night. Rain coming down, slippy pitch, people making challenges. A good game to watch.
Yes.
But the best team lost.
Really?
Yeah, well, as far as football's concerned, Ukraine were the team that I thought were carrying the game. I thought they played the better football. Wales did what we thought they would do. They would try and spoil and try and get things on the break. And that's what they did. Aaron Ramsey could have scored, could have made it 2-0, would have finished it. But as I said, as far as a game of football, Ukraine were the better side. And just look at the stats, that tells you.
If this was a boxing match, Stephen?
Correct, if this was a boxing match, it may have been stopped.
But Stevie's right in the sense, obviously, Wayne Hennessy, a massive influence, but the officials as well, Don, you mentioned it. It's so weird watching that back and thinking that nobody thought, you know what, maybe we should send Matteo Lajos to the monitor to check this one out.
I agree, Dan, because I've been in both camps. I'm sure Stevie has as well, where you're a defender and you're a little bit sort of sleeping and you're not sure what pass you're going to sort of try and play forward, and you get caught and you daydream, and all of a sudden, Yarmolenko nips in front and just gets a toe, and then the connection is on the Achilles. I mean, it's clever from Yarmolenko because he knows Joe Allen's daydreaming. He knows he was just about to take his strike to clear it, but he sort of paused. And how the referee never seen it, that's one thing, but you understand it because it's difficult on the angles that the referees have got. But when VAR's sitting there and they've got 2 or 3 looks at it, anyone that's, and I hate using this sort of phrase, but anyone that's played the game knows that that's a foul. It's 100% a penalty. It's so clear, and they can hide behind the sort of, it's not clear and obvious. It is clear and obvious. It was a penalty.
Is there any sort of argument to say, yes, but he's already got his leg back, he's already going through to kick the ball. It's not really his fault that Yarmolenko's got in the way? No,
not really, Dan, because, as I said before, having been in both camps there, if you're Joe Allen, you're just about to find your forward pass, but he paused. And then if I'm Yarmolenko, I'm thinking, I can nip in here. And then as soon as you nip in and take that touch, he follows through and kicks you on the back of the Achilles, back of the ankle. I mean, I don't know what Stevie thinks, but I think it's a 100% penalty. I don't think there's any excuse for the officials not to sort of look at the rule book there and think, well, that's not clear and obvious. It is. It's so obvious.
I'm dumbfounded how an official could look at that and think that's okay.
Right.
But then I shouldn't be, because when I was coaching, I had a similar incident where it was clear and obvious. And what I was told is that it wasn't a penalty, and the reason it wasn't a penalty is because my player didn't know the attacker was there.
Okay.
So if that's coming from a referees committee, then maybe some of these guys in this VAR booth were thinking the same thing.
What's your argument against that then? When they say, but he didn't know that the opposition player was there.
Well, the argument against it is very normal and very sensible. You're supposed to know that he's there.
Right.
You're supposed to know it's part of the game. And if you don't know he's there, you've put yourself in trouble straight away. So it's all on Joe Allen, this. All of it is on Joe Allen. But clearly, officials seem to think that's not the case.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.